I'm your host Stephanie Williams, and welcome to Prime Video Episode Breakdowns, where we will be breaking down weekly episodes of our favorite series on Prime Video so you can keep up with what's happening in the new season. Today we're recapping Season 2, Episode 5 of Invincible. Before we jump into everything that happened in this episode, here's what's happened in Invincible Season 2 so far. New characters were introduced, there were new challenges for Season 1 favorites, and we finally found out what happened to Omni-Man. If you want a more detailed refresher, you can check out our video highlighting key moments from the first half of Season 2. There's a link in the video's description. Now, without further ado, our Season 2 Episode 5 recap. Season 2, Episode 5, This Must Come as a Shock. Episode 5 opens with Mark Grayson, aka Invincible, clinging to life after the Viltrumite beatdown he received at the hands of Viltrum warrior known as Lucan. The same Lucan who also severely injured his father, Omni-Man. Andressa, Omni-Man's new partner, finds Mark and, with the help of another Thraxan, they get him the care he needs. After Mark heals from his injuries, he stays on Thraxa to help them rebuild their planet. After roughly 2 months of Mark healing and helping to rebuild Thraxa, Andressa tells Mark it's time for him to leave and return to Earth. She then asks Mark to take his half-brother with him because of the Thraxan's short 9-month lifespan. She will die before he could even talk, and all the Thraxans he knows would also be gone before he reached adulthood. Mark agrees to this plan and returns to Earth with his half-brother. He informs Debbie of all that happened while he was away for 2 months, including the discovery of the child that Nolan, aka Omni-Man, had. It's a complicated situation, but ultimately Debbie volunteers to look after the little boy while Mark returns to college. Donald Ferguson finally confronts Cecil about the discovery he made about what actually happened to him in Season 2, Episode 4. Donald found out he was killed in the blast during a failed attempt by the GDA to stop a rampaging Omni-Man from Season 1. Cecil initially tries to downplay Donald's questions and concerns, but eventually reveals what they did to him. Cecil explains that they took what remained of Donald after the explosion, which was just his brain, and installed it into a cybernetic body. It's difficult for Donald to process, and he doesn't take the news well.
Lights.
What is that?
It's what we did to you. State of the art. It's expensive as hell. Damn sight better than your old one, if you ask me.
Meanwhile, back in college, Mark finds he's on academic probation. William did what he could to cover for Mark, but there's only so much he could do. Cecil then shows up outside Mark's dorm room before Mark can see Amber. He isn't happy that Mark disobeyed his orders not to go to Thraxa, and he is also upset that Mark didn't check in once he returned home. Cecil then informs Mark that the Guardians of the Globe almost died facing Omnipotus, and Cecil admits that he and the GDA already know about Mark's younger half-brother because they've been surveilling Debbie's house. Mark finally catches up with Amber, who tells him what he missed, like the death of her grandfather. She also introduces Mark to some of her new friends. Cecil appears at the Guardians' headquarters to inform them of their next mission, stopping a vessel from Mars that's headed toward Earth. One of the newest Guardian members, Shapesmith, learns that Cecil has known he was a Martian this entire time. Shapesmith also learns that Cecil knew the entire time that Shapesmith was subsequently responsible for the vessel full of sequids, an alien parasite species with a hive mind that appeared in Season 1, Episode 4. And Rexplo, uncharacteristically, has a plan to stop the invasion. We finally catch up with Adam Eve, who is back to living with her parents. Rexplo pays her a visit to ask for her help with the mission to stop the vessel from Mars. The two have their first meaningful conversation since Season 1. Debbie adjusts to life with Mark's younger half-brother. Mark finds that Debbie donated all of his father's belongings, possibly including the books Omni-Man told Mark to read before the Viltrumites took him away at the end of Season 2, Episode 4. Cecil then shows up to ask Mark to go to space with the Guardians of the Globe. Invincible and the Guardians head to space to intercept the vessel from Mars before it can reach Earth. Rexplo is left behind with Shrinking Ray and Duplicate while the others are in space. As soon as the rest of the Guardians leave for space, members of the Lizard League break into a military facility. The Martians on the vessel are not happy to see Shapesmith. All hell breaks loose when Bulletproof punches one of the sequids, alerting the hive mind. Back on Earth, Rexplo, Shrinking Ray, and Duplicate take on the Lizard League, and things don't go well for them at all. Up in space, the rest of the Guardians and Invincible also aren't doing well at keeping the attacking Sequids at bay. Episode 5 ends with Alan the alien, placed in a life support machine sabotaged by Thetis back in Season 2, Episode 4, finally wakes up from his coma. Thetis is there to greet him and tells him that he cut off the machine, taking a gamble on Alan's life. Thetis then reveals his true identity. He is a Viltrumite, and one of the only Viltrumites other than Invincible to ever rebel against the Viltrumite Empire. There you have it, everything that happened during Season 2, Episode 5. Thank you for watching this installment of Prime Video episode breakdowns. We'll be back soon to recap Episode 6. Don't forget to watch the new weekly episodes of Invincible Season 2 on Thursdays, only on Prime Video. Once again, my name is Stephanie Williams, and thank you for watching.